Welcome back to the Round Table. Here at the Round Table Talk, part of the Reality Realm Network. My name is Kevin Oliver.
And my name is Brett Parnell.
And my name is Bruce Heller, and I'm sad that the Olympic hockey tournaments are over. That's been most of my week.
I am more sad than you that the Olympic hockey tournament is over, Bruce.
Well,
I'm pretty indifferent upon the Olympic hockey tournament.
but now I'm going from rooting for a team that's really good back to rooting for the Blues. So I have to readjust my expectations.
So are you telling me that you didn't root for the Blues the whole week of the Olympics?
I was rooting for the Blues players except when they were playing against the U.S., but the Blues
You
as
should
a
have
team are
been
not very
rooting for
good.
Jordan Binnington instead of Connor Hellebuck. You guys have a playoff history.
Yeah.
So therefore, you should equally as be disappointed as I am about today's game.
No, because the country I live in won, and it was an incredible game. And it was an overtime game, so we got redemption for Sidney Crosby crushing my heart when I was 10. So
Yeah. Well, we got a World Cup of hockey in 2 years.
Yeah,
So we don't have to wait till the next Olympics.
I love the NHL, but international is just another level because it's the best of the best from every country, and it's awesome.
Agreed.
And I'm just over here just chilling, man.
When Bruce and I talk about hockey, Kevin is like, this again.
Kind of. I mean, like, I like hockey. Like, I like watching it in person. I'm not a big fan of watching it on my TV, but I'm not a big fan of watching any sports on my TV much anymore.
And then there's me that's just between the men and women just been glued to it all week, and it's been glorious.
Yeah.
Now that's over.
That is over.
But back to reality.
Talking about the Traitors. And then, I mean, there's the Traitors, then we have Survivor 50. So
No. That's not all. We have Survivor 50. We got Australian Survivor.
That's right.
And House of Villains all premiering this week while Traitors finale night happens.
And once they all wrap up, we got the Challenge 42.
If you haven't listened to Tribal Council Draft, past and draft analysis, go listen. It's the longest episode Brett and I have ever done.
It is. I don't think we'll ever beat that one.
It beat when we had Steven on for the 46th finale and we went like an hour 46. This was over 2 hours. I don't know how we did that.
2 hours and 1 minute. Well, to be fair, you had 8 extra people to talk about than a normal cast analysis.
True.
And they're all people that you've at least watched play one time.
Yeah.
So you have people that we might have been waiting to see play again for like 15 years.
And we were analyzing the draft too, and like who has the best teams and stuff.
In the case of Jenna, like 20 years. Jeez. I was in like grade 5 when Jenna played on All Stars.
That was what, 2004?
Yeah.
I was 4 years old.
Yeah,
I was 5. I was 5 years old.
But Kevin, did you make it to the end of that episode yet? I actually gave you credit. I said you and me have the 2 best teams, and we'll be competing for it.
Yeah, I agree
about that.
I don't give you credit for stuff very often, so I wanted to make sure you knew I did that. You're welcome.
Yes, Brett didn't really care for my team as much as you did, though, so that hurt.
I still think I've got a great shot to repeat. Your team kind of scares me a little bit, but we'll see.
I think I have a great shot to take the title back.
I just laughed that the only comment we got on social media about all this draft was someone who said, "What the hell is Brett doing?"
But how was that said about your team and not your dad's like entire team of?
Yeah, no offense. To be fair, I did make the comment to you, Bruce, that I think the Parnells lost this draft.
Interesting.
Like, I get taking a gamble or two. Steve took 4, and I'm excited to see how any of those pay out.
Mm-hmm. But my power ranking order of the teams is Kevin, Bruce, Heather, Kyle, Brett, Steve.
Okay.
Nice.
So we'll see what happens.
I haven't power ranked them, but I don't think that either of us are that low.
Let's get the cast of Survivor 50, just all 24 of them in the turret, in the castle together.
24 people in the turret would be wild.
Yeah.
Nothing would ever get done. And how big would the cast have to be to have 24
600?
traitors?
24 traitors amongst a cast of 600. We can call that Survivor Congress. Oh, Traitors Congress. Sorry.
Gosh. That was
Yeah,
one
but
of my funnier
we'll just poach almost the whole history of Survivor casting to make this happen.
Too many people for one castle, also.
That would be a crazy game and a giant castle.
And it wouldn't work.
And such a long season. Like a cast big enough for 24 traitors. That season is going at least one calendar year.
And I'm okay with that.
They would inevitably cast people of all different age groups and people would die in the middle of the show.
I'm okay with that too.
Traitors where you get literal people dying.
like we'd pause the episode.
Just have them sign a waiver beforehand so their family can't sue.
We'd have the Traitors graveyard and then we'd have the real graveyard. For
the 85-year-olds on the cast who have to live there for 2 years.
This is off the rails in the best way possible.
Okay, so Traitors season 4 episode 10, am I right?
Yeah.
Where there's not 24 people in the turret.
The penultimate episode of Traitors, and we start this episode with kind of this question: who are Rob and Eric going to kill?
I called it.
You did.
Yeah.
And there was no I thought there'd at least be a little repercussions for it, but there really wasn't.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
It ended up being a good move, but I really expected Mark to at least bring it up.
I just like that I was right, mostly.
Oh, I'm aware.
I never get tired of it, even though it happens constantly.
Yeah, okay. I do want to say here at the beginning of the episode, Maura says at breakfast, I would die if Rob's a traitor.
She also at one point says she would run out of the castle at the end if he was. I'm like,
yeah,
get ready to do that.
I mean, did you guys see in the preview for the finale that now the Fire of Truth is in the round table?
No, I did not see that.
Maybe there's a reason they're going to lock her in the room so that she can't run out.
So she can't run out?
That seems like a fire hazard.
They did that in UK, actually.
For an actual fire on the table?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The table's made out of wood. This seems like a bad idea.
I mean, it didn't burn down the castle in UK.
Well, if it does here, that'll be a good way to get ratings, I guess.
Fair enough, yeah. And we also get Rob telling us here that he's feeling the weight of being a traitor finally. It's kind of eating at him that he keeps having to do this to people.
Which, I mean, usually happens a lot earlier, so...
Yes.
Shows you how good of a game Rob's played in that role.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right, and as Bruce kind of alluded to already, Kristen is our murderer of the week.
Yep.
To bring my team down to 1, and it's crazy to me that my last draft pick is also the only person left on my team. Me and Leah are in the same boat.
I have a question about scoring.
Yeah.
So you have an open spot that's not going to be eliminated. Like, how does that work? Is there just one less person accounted for it than the rest of us?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
All of us are dropping our lowest, or all of you guys are dropping your lowest placing individual.
Okay. I realized that today. I'm like, wait a second. There's a whole nother placement that he doesn't have on his team. That helps him. Never mind.
And actually, it still wouldn't help me because we do it by average draft placement, not total points. But I did phrase that to you guys of adding that spot with the caveat that if there wasn't one, that everybody would drop their lowest scoring person.
I remember that now. I just forgot about it.
Yep. Yeah. So, you know, Bruce
They prove that we
Bruce
can't
had
have
the
an
first murder
odd-numbered
on his
game.
team, but it doesn't matter. It's not being kept against him.
Yeah.
There we go. I like that.
And I had the second, so.
Yeah. And I had the third. And Leah had the fourth. That's kind of crazy how that worked.
That is.
Wow. All right, Bruce, you had the same kind of mindset as Rob did when it came to murdering Kristen.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's scary to me that somebody actually agreed with you.
So I'd be a great traitor, is what Kevin's saying, because a great traitor thought the same way I did.
Whoa. That's a little bit of an extra step there.
That's the step I'm taking. And if I remember to put this into iMovie, I'll be clipping that and then stopping after I talk and before you correct me.
You'll forget
I
by
will.
the time this is over.
But Kevin's be a great traitor is what I'm taking away.
That's not at all what I said.
It was implied.
No, it wasn't.
Context clues.
Context clues would not derive us at that conclusion because the simple matter of the fact is, if Rob, because we could just now say, all right, Rob thinks it's a great idea for, I don't know, Bruce to go bankrupt and become a monk. Does that make you a great trader, or like are you still aligned with Rob in all of his thought processes and everything he does?
Meh.
Do you want to become a monk? Sell away all your possessions?
Not particularly. I like food.
What if Rob thought that?
Well, he can go do that.
Thought that about you.
Yeah, no.
You would have
in the current scenario, we're not talking hypotheticals. We're talking what you said, which was a great trader thought the way I did. Therefore, I would be
about
a good trader.
This specific thing.
Being a monk has nothing to do with gameplay, though.
No.
Unless it's a trader season where the whole cast is monks and nuns.
Well, maybe that's the only way you're going to get cast.
I would watch that season. It sounds great and terrible all at the same time.
Something like that. All right.
I also a lot of monks when I was in Asia.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. We also found out that this is going to be the last round table where we're going to be able to find out the role of the person that is banished, and Alan leaves us with the clue about head spinning when it comes to the challenge this week.
Yes.
That he does. And Alan's clues are usually pretty accurate.
Yes.
This was a fun challenge.
It was. But before we get to the challenge, everybody is really just throwing sus at each other. Tara's going on Rob. Mark's going on Eric for a minute. Rob's going on Natalie. Natalie and Tara are trying to get Maura on Rob. And it really is just a whole freaking mess. Up until the point that they leave for said challenge at the carnival.
Carnival challenges are always bizarre in this show.
Yeah. Which I have seen this one as well. So, basically.
So you knew it was going to basically be musical chairs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, with this mission, everybody straps into the carousel and spins around. And when it stops, you have to find a bag of gold that is hidden inside of a carnival prize. Once you get one, you have to run back and take a seat at the carousel. and you can only take a seat if you have a bag of gold. There's going to be 5 rounds, and whoever is left at the end is going to get a shield. But the thing is that each round, 1 or 2 seats will be taken off of the carousel.
Makes sense.
Yes. There's also a maximum $30,000 that can be won in this
So
challenge.
don't take that much time to find your gold.
Yes. I missed how much they actually won, by the way. But
I can check that.
More than $4.
yes. Tara and Eric have been medically uncleared to spin.
So Tara's medically cleared to spin in the Olympics, but she was not medically cleared to spin on the carousel.
Well,
To
Tara's
be fair,
retired.
she doesn't compete in the Olympics anymore.
Yeah.
That's fair. It just sounded funny when they said that a figure skater was not medically cleared to spin.
I do love that we get the shot though of like Natalie sitting on the spinner seat, like holding the hand of the Eric dummy.
Yeah, so they each had a dummy that they had to strap in and then go and strap out and before they could go run off. I still think it was a major advantage for them as they weren't dizzy, but they did kind of have a time disadvantage there in that way. Okay, so in the first round, Rob got eliminated. And he's taking it out on Mark, and everybody thinks that he's overacting. But we do have Mark here give us a confessional that he realizes now that Rob and Maura are going to take each other before Rob would take him in a final 2 spot. And so Mark realizes that he's sitting like a lone duck out here in a game full of pears.
I don't like pears very much. Just not my favorite fruit, really.
I like them.
I like pineapple.
Orange is my favorite fruit.
I like raspberries, actually. The raspberry is my favorite fruit.
I like all the fruits you guys like. I'm not that picky.
I like blue raspberry ices. That's my favorite icy flavor.
I don't have a favorite icy flavor because I don't really do ices.
The only time I've ever had an icy was at the Blue Jays game. They seem to, for some odd reason, have American products that aren't available outside of Major League Baseball stadiums at the Blue Jays game.
Interesting.
I mean, I've had plenty of ices in my time. I just don't go for them anymore.
I get them at the movie theater mostly, or I did. Now the movie theater by my house, I get a big cup of Mountain Dew without ice. But growing up, I always got blue ices at the movies.
So Bruce drinks Mountain Dew and it's not tribal council chat.
Bruce drinks Mountain Dew like it's freaking water
right now, which is a Casey's exclusive, and I don't go there very often, so I don't get this flavor very much.
Nice.
All right, so Johnny is out second. A quote from Alan here: "Tara's dizzy, and she wasn't even on the ride."
That's hilarious.
She's such good. She's not a good player, but she's such good content.
Yeah. Well, we say she's not a good player, but
she made no sense this episode. I'll say that. She started with, I slept on it. It's not Natalie. And spent the whole episode coming up with a theory with Natalie to then vote the other way at roundtable. And like completely backtrack on what she'd been doing the whole episode.
We'll speak on that when we get there.
It's a weird move.
Anyway, Mark was out third. In the fourth round, they took out 2 seats, and Tara and Natalie both got out. And so it's down to Eric and Maura. And I have a quote from Eric here that I thought was really funny. "I'm yanking plushies by their heads. It seems cruel. I feel bad. And they smell whack as hell."
I mean, they've probably been sitting out there all day.
Yeah,
And it's Scotland, so they've probably been sitting out in the rain all day.
right. And then Eric ended up getting his gold before Mora, and Eric got the shield. So the Traitors control the shield. Um, but that's all I have from the actual mission, unless you guys got anything.
Yeah, not much.
Okay, now I want to talk about some actual strategy from freaking Tara Lipinski here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we have a confessional of her talking about holding off on Rob until tomorrow when the dagger is out of play, which is actually really smart.
It is.
And if Tara figures this shit out and wins this somehow, I'll eat my hat.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
It would be funny if she was the one to get him, because like just all I said this episode generally throughout the season, she's just kind of been so all over the place, and her theories are usually not good ones. If she's the one that happens to stumble into Rob, that'd be funny.
That's 85% of the cast. Theories aren't good ones.
I know.
Yeah. And that tracks to multiple
about
seasons.
it, I guess. She's great TV. I love watching her. She's not a great player. But if she stumbles into being the one to get Rob out, it would be amazing. Yeah. I think he wins, but if someone figures it out, I hope it's her.
All right, so Natalie is convinced that Rob is her traitor angel. And she brings up the Candace vote. And that Candace was leaving what we now lovingly call in the Traitors community a parting gift, which is voting for your fellow traitor on your way out the door. Yeah. Which she did, but I think is annoying. But then Johnny Weir goes and tells Eric about Rob, and so then Eric and Rob talk to Johnny and convince him why they think it's Natalie. So he still thinks Rob is in on it, or like that Rob is a traitor, but they convince him that Natalie is also a traitor. Is weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is weird.
And then the last thing I had before the round table was that this interesting piece here is that Rob telling Mora that they needed to go for Natalie tonight, and then Johnny and Tara had to be next. And she's blindly loyal to him at this point, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna make her storm out of the castle. And on to round table time, unless you guys had anything prior to the round table.
No.
All right. Tara opens up the round table by saying she doesn't want to be the one to talk at the round table. Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
What was that?
I understand. I do. She just, who went home and who got banished last week? It was
Steven.
Who did get? Huh?
Steven.
Yeah.
Steven did. And she felt like she had played a big factor in that, and so she didn't want to go hard and then be wrong again. And so she didn't want to be the one that was pushing it.
Everyone was wrong again.
Right. But the blame goes on the person who's the loudest at the table.
The only one who wasn't wrong was Natalie, and she walked out the door.
Right.
Yeah.
And Rob goes after Natalie here. Once Tara says she doesn't want to talk, Rob goes after Natalie, and Mark just adds on, and so does Mora. And we kind of see the direction that this thing's going.
We do definitely see the direction this thing's going. What I think is going to be interesting with you bringing up that point, Kevin, about Rob going after Natalie, is what might be the ramifications in next week's episode from that.
Yeah.
I don't think there will be any.
We'll talk about it at the end, but I'm curious to know going into finale what everyone thinks is going to happen.
Okay. And then Natalie goes back after Rob, talks about the parting gift, and then Rob defends himself. And then Natalie flips a switch when she realizes that Tara is talking big game outside and then didn't want to speak up for the theory that they worked on together that Bruce was alluding to earlier.
Yeah.
Basically, Tara and Johnny didn't want to get the blood on their hands. And Tara and Johnny not wanting to get the blood on their hands and Natalie's poor reaction to this, she was already going to go home, but this, like, put the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
She did not react well at all to it.
Absolutely. I think that this decision was made up quite a while before that Natalie was going. She tried her best, but there wasn't much she could do to get out of it.
Right.
Funny enough, though, it was last week that we said Natalie was not getting banished, and then look what happened.
Right. I didn't think she was... Truthfully, I didn't think she was going to be around long enough to be banned.
Fair enough.
I thought she was getting murdered. But Tara and Johnny were being super gaslighting to Natalie. I do feel bad for that.
Yeah.
It wasn't great.
Hence,
Bruce,
when Johnny gets ready to vote for her, she just says, yeah, don't do what everyone else did. Don't say you're sorry. I don't want to hear it.
Yep. I wrote that down as a quote, actually.
I don't
Bruce,
blame her either.
Yeah. Unfortunately here, it's voting time. Rob claims his dagger, and then we get 7-1. Wait, Natalie wasn't right. She voted for Tara.
Fair. But I mean, my point is that Natalie was the only one not convinced it was Natalie.
Well, that'd be weird if she was.
Yeah.
The Natalie Tara dynamic is so up and down this season. It's such a fun story.
I didn't necessarily mean that as in she voted for Rob. I meant she was the only one trying to convince people that she was that she was a faithful. That's the word I'm looking for.
Oh, fair enough.
Despite someone having like multiple confessionals in the beginning of the episode of, oh, I slept on it, and I don't think it's Natalie.
Yeah.
I don't think that Tara and Johnny thought it was Natalie.
They took such a turn from where the episode started to where it ended.
No, here's the simple fact of the matter. Tara and Johnny realized they didn't have the numbers, and so why would you vote for Rob if you don't have the numbers? Let him know that you're on his case. That's stupid.
That's true.
Fair enough.
And so you vote with the numbers, which is what Tara was talking about earlier, about not going for Rob until after the dagger is out of the game. Which I think was probably the right move, and I think that's what happened here.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that they think that she's a traitor. I think that they just had to kill somebody.
Yeah.
And this is where the numbers were.
And now the traitors have to go kill somebody else for the last time.
Yes. And of course, Natalie's faithful. We all knew that.
Yeah.
And then Tara says out loud to the rest of the group, I'm okay being murdered. She was very upset. We have Mark calls out Eric after this. And we have Johnny, who is on Rob and Eric. Johnny knows what's going on in this game.
Yeah.
Um,
The question is he going to be able to convince people of that, or is he going to end up having them not trust him?
we shall see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to the turret. And we already know this is the last murder of the season. And Alan comes in and he tells Eric and Rob that they're going to have to decide who they're going to murder. And then everybody's going to get waken up. They're going to go back out on the steps and they're going to stand there like they did all together the first night of this game when the secret traitor was decided. And this time, Alan's going to tell them who's getting murdered.
The secret traitor that everybody knew production would want in the turret.
Yeah, but you didn't know if they were the secret or if they'd just be a regular.
Fair.
Yeah.
But this is.
But he's gonna tell in front of everybody who is murdered.
This is sadistic, but it's so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So the fact of the matter is, I sat down and I asked myself, why do we kill why can you, what is the reason to kill every person that's available, and why not to kill every person that's available?
Okay.
And so I'll ask you guys, why do we kill Johnny?
That's a good question.
Just to get your guys' point of view.
I honestly don't think there's that good of a reason to kill Johnny at this point.
I'm not convinced there is either. All I can think of is like, if you're Rob, Mark is in your camp. He's a number for you. Johnny's not. Like he's going to be a bit more suspicious of you.
Okay, so what I have, why do we kill John? Because I answered for everybody. I made a case for everybody. You break up the duo.
Yeah.
2 votes is always more powerful than 1.
Yeah.
And I have formulated this idea in my head. I don't think this is what's going to happen. I would love to see it happen, though, where they try to pin it on Tara. And so the way to pin it on Tara is saying, all right, who is the person that Tara would murder here? The person that she thinks is going to get people off her case.
And I think that theory is really good. I think here's my prediction, and that's that they do exactly that, but in reverse.
They kill Tara and blame it on Johnny.
Yeah.
I just think that Tara is easier to frame at this point. So why not kill Johnny? Why do we not kill Johnny?
I'll be back in like a minute.
Okay, Bruce, why do we not kill Johnny?
Because people have been suspicious of him as a traitor this whole game. Like, if you wanted to put the work in, you could probably get him banished.
I'm not so sure anymore.
How many people are left? Is it the
6.
2 traitors, the duo, and then Mark?
And Mora.
Okay, so yeah, Rob and Eric and Mark and Mora, like, they have the numbers. They can put votes on Johnny and get him banished. I think he'd be easy to convince Mark or Mora to go with you on that vote if you wanted to frame him.
Okay. So my why not kill Johnny? Oh, actually, first of all, I want to speak to what you said. I haven't heard Johnny. Johnny's about the only one besides Mark left that I haven't heard, or Mora. So basically, Tara's name has come up, Rob's name has come up, Eric's name has come up in the last 3 episodes. Probably, I haven't heard Johnny's name since that one time when we thought he was gonna. That might have been 3 episodes ago when we thought he was gonna get banished, and then he hasn't been talked about again. So I'm not sure that that it's as easy to get the votes flipped on him. Also, you could also be operating under a thought process, unless you're Brett, that you don't necessarily have 4 on 1, because I don't think that either one of the Wonder Twins are getting voted or murdered here. So I think you're losing a number as Rob, Mora or Eric, or Mora or Mark.
One of the skaters is getting banished next, though. Cause just
I agree.
Like Survivor being my first love, my mind goes to like alliances and voting numbers. This should be a 4-2 vote coming next.
Bruce, it's going to be it's going to be 3-2. There's going to be a murder before there's a banishment.
Okay, well, they still have numbers, is my point, though.
Right.
No
I'm asking about a murder, which happens before a banishment.
Yeah.
The banishment's not.
I was
not
talking about something else.
Here.
I was on another thing. I was saying one of them will get banished next.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just from a numbers perspective, the two of them don't have a path to the end, really.
All right, Brett, what about you? Why do we not banish Johnny?
Murder Johnny?
Or murder Johnny. Why do we not murder Johnny?
We don't murder Johnny because Johnny is a bit more all over the place and could be seen as a traitor just because of his gameplay being a bit messy.
My biggest thing about murdering Johnny is what I want to see happen of pinning it on Tara, could we actually make that happen?
Yeah.
Is the biggest question for me. And I'm not sure that we can. Okay, so why do we murder Tara, guys?
We murder Tara because of Natalie's vote at the last roundtable.
Because Tara's onto you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my big thing is we murder Tara to split up the Wonder Twins.
Well, that's even in it in the last one, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why I'd be inclined to go that way.
Okay, interesting. Why do we not kill Tara?
We don't kill Tara because she would be easy at the Fire of Truth to pin as a potential traitor.
There's one more banishment before the Fire of Truth, too. Don't forget.
Okay.
I don't know how easy she would be to pin as a traitor, because it's like Mark said, like the way she was crying and reacting after a roundtable, that was just too real to be acting. I don't know that you could easily convince people at the end, like, hey, that person's a traitor.
My thought is that she is the biggest pin left still. If we can convince Mark to not even bring up Kristen being on Eric, then I think we can convince Mark that Tara knows how to act.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like that big of a stretch to me. But I think we don't kill Tara because I think that's the worst kill left on the board, personally.
Makes sense.
Okay, well, why is it the worst kill left on the board?
Mostly because of what I just said. Out of the faithfuls left, Johnny, Tara, Mark, and Mora, I think she's the easiest pin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why she's the worst kill. Why do we kill Mark?
You don't?
Yeah. Mark is a number for the traitors, and Mark doesn't know it.
I think we do kill Mark.
Okay. Why?
Because he's the only person out there that I can 100% say would never in a million years garner banishment votes.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So therefore could win.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, at this point, after this kill, it's a game of banishing people until you're either down to 2, 3, or 4, depending on what everybody wants to do. You gotta banish, and nobody's ever gonna banish Mark unless it's down to 3 people, and the other 2 are Rob and Eric.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
But why do we not banish Mark? Because of what you guys said.
Yeah.
The trustee has in Rob. Then he's a number. And why do we murder Mora?
It's hard to say because of the Natalie vote, but she at least at some points has shown suspicion towards Rob.
Yeah.
Well, I think that
it's hard to tell with the edit, though.
I think that Rob actually said it best when they were up in the turret talking. The Mora vote would be the best murder to take the scent off of Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But why do we not murder Mora? Because, like Mark, she's never going against Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd agree.
So, Brett, you wanted to talk about our predictions going in.
Yeah, I did. So what basically, I mean, I guess the next time we're here is going to be the end of the season. What, and us recapping the finale. What does everyone think? If you had to make a prediction, you can take 1, 2, 3, 4 people, whoever you think is going to win. Who's your winner and going into the last finale?
Bruce, you can go first.
Rob Roush.
Okay.
Alone?
Yeah, and here's why. Because I would say him with Eric. But Eric was silent at roundtable again. After having to murder someone because they were suspicious of him for being silent at roundtable. He still didn't learn that being silent at roundtable was a terrible idea. So I think he ends up, like, I don't know how, but he's going to not make the end. I just can't explain why.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Rob and Eric for the sake of difference.
I'd love to see it. Eric's like such a funny traitor to me. Like he's just so like anxiety filled and like everywhere as a traitor and afraid he's gonna get caught. But it's such a fun character to watch on TV.
Right. So I think this is what I think is gonna happen. I think that the murder is Mark.
Okay.
I think we go into the last banishment ceremony ahead of the Fire of Truth and vote out a figure skater. So
Yeah.
I think we get to the Fire of Truth with Eric, Rob, Mora, and one of 2 figure skaters. I think we say goodbye figure skater. And then I mean, I've never heard Mora say anything about Eric like Mark did. Or like Johnny did. I could see I know that Rob and Eric at that point are gonna say in the game. I could see Mora doing that. And if Mora doesn't do that, I think Rob is gonna do the right thing and turn on Mora to make it a split pot.
Interesting.
That'd be cool.
I'm going to also agree and disagree at the same time with both of you. I think we might see that Rob picked up a little bit of heat this week.
Okay.
I think Eric's going to win this game all on his own.
Interesting.
And I'm going to go with my overall prediction for the finale that Rob ends up getting banished at the last roundtable. I don't think there's really been a lot of talk about Eric as a potential traitor. And I think Eric will kind of just go through as if it's a faithful game trying to knock people off until he takes it.
See, I think that if Eric goes to the Fire of Truth without Rob, he has 0 chance of winning.
Interesting.
Eric's just not good under pressure.
Who do you guys think is the murderer then?
The next one?
Yeah, well, the last one. The only one left.
I'm going to say
one of the skaters. Rob's not going to kill one of his own 2 numbers.
Okay. I disagree, but I already said why. But I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Because it's like maybe Mark, but Mora like said, if Rob's a traitor, I'm just running out of the castle. That's who
exactly
you put with you at the Fire of Truth, because they'll throw the green flame or whichever flame it means to end the game with you because they don't think you're a traitor.
Exactly. You don't need both Mark and Mora.
I know, but the other 2 are much bigger threats. So you kill one and then you banish one right after that.
Here's my only issue. I think that it's a lot easier to banish Johnny and Tara at 5 and 4 than to kill at 6 and banish at 5.
At this point, they've got the numbers, though. They can pretty much do whatever they want.
But Mark's already floating out this Eric stuff.
Yeah.
Johnny's already saying Eric and Rob are the two traitors. I think you're putting way too much out there if you give both of them a chance to change
Mark
their minds.
would make sense as a kill because if you kill him, you secure numbers. And this is me thinking like it's Survivor. But if you do kill Mark, you're guaranteed a 3-2 banishment vote in your favor. Mark
Exactly.
number flipping.
That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I could see it. I just gut tells me it'll be one of the skaters.
I want to see it be Johnny that's murdered in the pin on Tara. I want to see that happen, but I think it's going to be a Mark murder.
Mhm.
And I think the Mark murder is the smartest move, personally.
Well, the interesting thing is we all think different things, so someone's probably going to be right when we're back here next week.
Excuse me.
Well, Bruce didn't land on which skater, so you guys might agree.
Bruce, are you saying Tara or Johnny if you had to pick one?
Oh, I have to only pick one? I can't just say one of them and have two chances to be right?
Correct.
I guess Johnny.
So we do all have different things.
Yeah.
Okay, the last question I have for you guys. Who was your player of the episode, the player of the week, whatever you want to call it, for this week?
I mean, it's got to be Rob playing the dagger, getting Natalie out.
Yeah. He's so good.
So, funny thing is, I didn't have Rob this time.
Okay.
Huh.
Who's yours?
I want to say nobody to start off.
Fair.
But I did pick somebody. But I wanted to say nobody. And I did write no one at first, and then I wrote something else underneath it. Because I think that I could pick apart a bad move from everybody left on this episode alone. But I went with Eric, actually. Because even though he hurt himself by not talking, which was his bad move of the episode, he still managed to keep control of the shield, and he managed to not even be brought up at the round table.
Yeah.
Which cannot be said about Rob this week.
Yeah.
He's got round table sus, and I mean, because of that, of course, we just had Brett predict that he's the last banishment ahead of the Fire of Truth, and so I found it really hard to give it to Rob. If I didn't give it to Rob, I was going to give it to like Johnny or somebody, and I don't think that he did great either. I don't think anybody did great in this episode, but Eric's where I went.
Huh. I don't hate it. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So do you guys have anything else to add to the episode?
No.
No.
All right, guys. So make sure that we're.
So
What's that?
I said it's been a really good season so far.
It's been an incredible season. No matter how many people on the stupid Traitors fan pages I'm on Facebook think it's awful, they're all wrong.
It's just Housewife fans that they're salty because their favorites went home early.
Or it's non-Housewife fans that are salty that Housewives have gotten so much of the edit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, it's impossible to please everyone when they cast from such a diverse range of television in the show. It's like, yes, you make a whole cast of reality TV stars, but The Traitors is a far more diverse cast than, say, The Challenge.
Right.
Yeah.
I would love to see a season where they casted a whole turret out of the nobodies.
Yeah. That'd be interesting.
That would be really fun.
Yeah, because everybody would be pissed. But I think it would. I think we need something like that to throw the meta off.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that brings me to, I guess, something I was thinking of. But
What's
at
that?
the end of the season, I'm thinking we should take a couple weeks, one for like each of us, and say pick 24 people to be who we think should be on the next cast.
Yeah,
I
I
am
agree.
going to be picking 24 people I want to see as traitors, and I will be giving you a 100-person cast.
Do you promise to put that much effort in?
No.
That's what I thought.
No.
I already have most of a cast built.
Okay.
I need to revamp it a little bit.
Well, I'm going to start building mine, but
I also ought to say that when I built this cast, it was before we had this cast in front of us. So I have to at least replace one person because I have one person that I had Lisa Renna on my cast
Right.
last time.
Yeah, that was a given.
Yeah. So I got to change that, but and maybe a little bit, maybe a few changes here and there. We'll see what happens. But make sure to check out all of our other Reality Realm coverage. Bruce and Brett over at Tribal Council Chat just dropped, like they said at the beginning of this episode, a 2-hour cast analysis and draft assessment.
If you don't watch the whole thing, it's okay, but
No, you have to watch the whole thing, or you can never watch anything on this channel ever again.
I don't think we're really in a position to tell people they can't watch. We're kind of a small channel.
Fair enough. It was a good episode. I would.
Oh yeah, it was a great episode.
I would encourage everybody to check it out. But make sure to stick over with Tribal Council Chat because Survivor 50 is coming up
in 72 hours.
And it's gonna be
How
incredible.
crazy is that? In 72 hours, we're going to be watching Colby and Rizzo, Genevieve and Jenna Lewis all on the same season. That's like
Sounds like a fever dream.
That's like two from different angles of 2/3 of my entire life, if not more.
Right.
Probably more, 3/4.
Yeah.
Jeez. I was like 7 when Jenna Lewis first played Survivor, and you guys were like babies.
You're old.
Yeah, old man. Make sure to check out Pit Stop Pals, where me and Bruce are over there talking about the our season 16 rewatch. Make sure to eventually check out New Generation Challenge podcast, where
You're starting to get some cast online rumors this week of who might be flying out to Thailand for season.
I've been watching.
I've been watching. Expect New Generation Challenge podcast to be back sometime in the summer when MTV actually makes the cast official. But by the looks of it, it's going to be something nice.
Yes, I've been watching a lot of these rumors as well, so I'm looking forward to that. And buy our merch at Redbubble. And by the way, like and subscribe, follow, share. Whatever it is that you do on social media, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Check us out. Continue to check out our coverage. And Bruce.
Yes. Oh, don't get murdered.